Okay, we are recording. So we're gonna start it off like that. And then we should be able to get through all of these pretty quick. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quick clips, but I got a specific point set up to make for each one of them. That way we just breeze right through it.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Coach D's Corner. I couldn't wait to get back to this thing, man.
Oh
What's
man,
going on, Pop?
what's up? What's up, son? Seems like we ain't been here in a long time, man. I'm ready to get this show on the road.
It's been months. It's been
Yeah.
months. I'm fiending for it. Listen, I know the people been fiending for it. I've had people asking
Mhm.
for it. Let's just get straight to it. We got
That's
some
it.
film review to get to. Broncos versus Bills wildcard round. We're gonna take a look at a few things that the Broncos did in the game against the Ravens. I think that's a very good window into what we might see with the Bills coming here. The
Yeah.
Broncos are going to be dealing with a mobile quarterback. They're going to be dealing with a defense that is solid but gives up some things. You know what I mean? So we'll be able to
Mhm.
see what they might do offensively and defensively, and I think that'll give us a good look at it. So
Yep.
let's start off with this play here. And this is just tell us what you see with this, and what I'll play the play when you're ready, and then we'll go from there.
Well, first off, it looks like Denver wants to give a pre-snap read of an all-out blitz. Like we're coming for you. As you can see, they got 7 guys on the line. No, so 6 guys on the line of scrimmage, and they just giving them an appearance that it's an all-out blitz look, which is probably um a fake look because I don't know how many teams would really want to all out blitz Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen for that matter, because they're able to easily beat it with their legs. And it's probably gonna, they'll probably drop out, play some kind of spy look, but initially they want to give the appearance that this is an all out blitz and they're gonna be man to man on the back end.
Right. All right. So I'll play it here. You let me know when you want me to stop.
Okay. Stop. See exactly what I said. They showed 6, but they only rushed 4.
Yep. The middle linebackers dropped out.
The-
They
the-
faked the A gap
yeah,
blitz.
and the reason they do that, just so our fans can understand, all they want to do, their whole job is to engage 2 guys, to engage 2, right? So get them initially engaged, focus on them, then they drop out, right? And what that does is that gives the quarterback the illusion that they're coming for one, but then secondarily and probably primarily, that engages those offensive linemen from being able to go and help the other guys.
Right.
And
Yep.
that's important. That leaves everybody one on one. And at the same time, you're able to get in the passing lanes of the quarterback. So it's a great scheme. Everybody's doing it now,
Yeah.
but it's still something that can be very confusing. It can cause, because this is happening like faster than what you realize,
Right.
and it gives everybody this false illusion that we're in man coverage, but really, as you can see, they're in a zone coverage to the top of the field, and then they play in the man coverage. It could look like a man, but he probably got deep third at the bottom of the field. But it can be very confusing. The bottom line is it for the Broncos defensively, they have eyes on the quarterback, so he can't scramble out of there and get out there and make plays with his feet. And they have the top of the field covered. They got 3 guys deep, and they're able to play the pass. And hopefully, because it's one on one with both tackles and one of the guards, they can get to that quarterback. So that's part of the scheme. And I can see them doing a very similar thing to the Bills and Josh Allen this week, hoping that pass rush can get there, but then they'll still be able to cover on the back end.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously this play ends in a sack, and
Mm-hmm.
this didn't happen often the rest of the game. I can tell you that just from going back and watching the entire game. But this is one of those quick pictures that I just want to give everybody, because there were a decent amount of plays like this where they tried to show Lamar some different things, and this is early on. You know, I
Mhm.
think the Broncos know, Sean Payton knows this is a young team. The best thing that we can do to a good team is take these chances early to try and maybe get a turnover, get a lead or something like that, and then see what happens after that. Give ourselves the best chance to be in it late.
And
Um,
and and another thing we want to add to that, you take a guy like Josh, who's very cerebral in his approach to the game. So a lot of times the disguises, the different schemes, the fake blitzes, they're not necessarily designed to fool Josh.
right.
If they can fool the offensive lineman, if they can get the running back confused, like a lot of times they don't just do things to confuse the quarterback, but it's to confuse the linemen, the receivers, missing hot reads. It's a lot of things that go on that defenses do that's not necessarily designed for the quarterback alone. That's why everybody has to be on the same page. That's why you see the quarterback always calling out things so that everybody will know. So in this case, you got the tackles one-on-one, end up getting beat. Lamar ended up getting sacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the goal of that scheme.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I mean, I think Josh has shown himself to be a little bit more poised in the pocket. So I
Mhm.
can't see him getting overwhelmed even in a play like that. I think he would break out a little bit faster than Lamar did. But that's just how he processes.
Well,
Uh,
and that's a great thing. Like you just brought up a great point. The reason Josh can be so poised in the pocket because if all else fails, I'm out of here.
right.
I'm out of here. Like that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions guy can't do that. That's why you see him happy feet. That's why you see him fidgeting. That's why you see him always because he doesn't have that that one trait necessary that it's a pressure beater, it's a blitz beater, it's a a free rusher beater. Like it's whenever you can use your feet. Like that is a an asset and a value that Josh has going against the Broncos that could be the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. This next play here, I just wanted to give people a look at how Bo Nix has done this season in terms of how he's processing things on the field and how comfortable he looks in the pocket, right? This particular play here is just a reflection of what Sean Payton has done to kind of simplify things for his young quarterback. And even in what's supposed to be a tough down and distance. I think at this point it's second and 8, something like that.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it might be second and 8, and just a quick pass over the middle. So I'll just hit play, and you let me know where you want me to stop.
Okay. Stop. Okay. The the Ravens did a great job in taking away the deep outside ball. We see a go route with an out route with a crossing route and an under route. The Ravens did a great job in taking away that intermediate to that deep route. And the one thing I will notice, and the first thing you will notice is look how clean the pocket is.
Yeah,
And so that would definitely be something that the Bills can't do is give him a clean pocket, give him the time and space and feel comfortable back there. Look at him, his feet is set, he looks calm, he looks poised, and he's just going through his reads.
yep,
And he'll end up hitting a check down, which is a nice, easy play. It looked like 99 might be getting ready to put a little pressure on, but that's just a simple step up in the pocket. The key to muddying up the pocket is the interior rush.
hmm
And it looks like right now they got the two guards got him stalemated. And if the Bills can get an interior pass rush, then he's gonna be in for a long day.
right, right. And I mean, obviously, very simply, the end of this play is a 6-yard gain there
Yeah.
to the tight end. The way this play was designed, it looks like these are all clear out routes up top here. I mean, if based on the defensive coverage, something like that opens up, then obviously I'm sure he's got the green light to take it because Sean Payton trusts him. But he takes what the defense gives him. He's not forcing throws. He's been a playmaker for this offense all season long, but this is why it seems like the offense is just it's made very simple for Bo Nix coming in. Not that he needs that, but whenever you got a rookie coming in, you always want to keep things very simple for him. That way they can play comfortable and just play the play. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. No, that's a great point. And that looks pretty simple. Give him a nice, easy read. But again, the key, if they can protect him and keep a clean pocket, he'll do. He's okay in that scene.
Right. Right. Okay. So the next play I want to get to is, let's go to 12:18 here. And this next play. So the Broncos have a very light front. Their nose tackle is the heaviest guy on that defensive line. They run an odd man front, so that's a 3-4 base formation for them. And their heaviest guy is 305 pounds. That's their nose tackle, right?
Yeah.
The other two guys they have on the defensive line, 285 and 288. Zach Allen is the guy that's 288. He's their best, I would say, interior, I guess, pass rusher. But let's take a look at this play here, because this to me looks like something you can expose. It's a light defensive front, right? Their linebackers here are 6'2" and 6'3", 230-ish, right? So not a lot of beef up the middle. Their outside guys, Nick Benito here is 6'3", 240. And Jonathan Cooper, if I'm not mistaken, this might be Jonathan Cooper. So Jonathan Cooper is like 250, 260 pounds. So the bigger guys are on the outside, right? So not a lot of beef in the middle. Watch this run here. Let me know where you want me to stop.
Stop. Yeah, it looked like they get moved around. They get moved around pretty good on this play. And, the key to having an effective run game, and which the Bills have been able to do all year, has been very effective. And I kind of expect the same. Knowing how light they are up front, they're more relying on their speed, the scheme, to stop the run. But they get moved pretty well, as you can see. It's a gaping hole, it's a gash there. You got guys getting pushed down the field. You got guys getting turned. The idea of a defensive line is not to get turned. And the idea for offensive line is to turn the guy out of the gap. And they look like they got turned pretty easily on this play. So you can expect the Bills to have some success on this play. Inside the goal line, where you're supposed to be bowing up, playing tougher, look pretty easy. But you're talking about Henry and the Baltimore Ravens here too.
That's very true. That's very true. I will say, the Bills have been better this season. Matter of fact, let me ask you this: your thoughts on the Bills' run game this season? What do you think they've done to be better and get better production out of the running backs and the offensive line?
Josh Allen has taken care of the ball and passed the ball better.
That usually helps.
That's what it is.
Very simple, yeah.
We take care of the ball. Now you're not turning the ball over. Now that opens up the field. He's spreading the ball around, so everything has to stay even. You can't cheat or roll to one side. That opens up everything. You have the linebackers got to be conscious of getting back into their zones, because you're not playing a lot of man against the Bills.
Right.
You're playing a lot of zones, so everybody got to be conscious of being where they're supposed to be, or he'll pick us apart. That opens up the entire defense. That makes angles bigger or easier for linemen to block. That makes the space for running backs to get in there and make guys miss. Like that's really the balance or the complement of having a offense now that's able to spread the ball around, spraying it everywhere, and defenses having to play the whole field.
Yeah.
It opens it up, right? And you can talk about the development of Cook and his running style, his ability and his tenacity. You can talk about the offensive lineman being better. All of that is a part of it. But the biggest thing and the biggest difference this year has been Josh's ability to protect the ball and spread the ball around. That means the defense has to cover the entire field. And that's huge when you, in the back of your mind as a defense, I got to get to where I'm supposed to be. I can't spend time looking in the backfield. I got to be on, I'm like playing on my heels. So I think that's been the biggest difference.
Okay. So let's get to this next play here. This just tell me what you see here pre-snap, and then we can start it, and then you let me know when to stop it.
Well, first thing you notice there's an empty set where you got five guys out in the pattern, and you see that the potential for a big play for the offense is there, or a potential for a sack. Another thing about the Broncos quarterback and what's his name again? I'm trying to think of his name.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. is he's got pretty good feet as well. He can get out of that pocket and move around too. So you have to be careful on that sense. Look like Baltimore's playing the base set, giving you a cover three look, in a too high safety look. But look like they may roll down in that. But yeah, pretty basic, both sides of the football.
Okay. All right. So let's play it. You let me know where to stop.
And stop. Right. So another where we had the opposite of what the Broncos did is they showed a safe look, but then they brought pressure. Where the Broncos showed pressure and dropped into a safe look. Here you have the Baltimore Ravens, showing a safe, like easy coverage, but then they bring it. They come with all out blitz. But again, what's the one thing you notice here? Even though they brought extra men,
Clean pocket.
still a clean pocket. And you got two guys actually disengaged, look like they disengaged at the bottom. They might be spying, but you got a man free here, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys being covered. You got the safety free. So it is a look that they might not get a lot from the Bills, but if they do get it, it looks like the Broncos could be ready for it. What happened at the end of the play?
So he ends up going deep to his receiver here, and an accurate pass. That's a touchdown.
Yeah. That's you got to make that throw.
Right.
And he has missed some throws. He's shown that you can miss some throws, miss some plays. But the one thing about he made the right read. He took the right route. He just got to execute the throw.
Yeah. So in terms of what the Bills usually do defensively, I mean they're for the most part too high. That's what they usually play, right?
Yeah.
For an offense like what we're seeing here, where their pass game is pretty diverse. They can go empty set, they can go big formations. They do a lot of different things, right? I want to take you to this next play, because I think, or I'm sorry, actually not this play here. There's no, that not that one. All right, well let's skip that. So let me ask you this. So in your mind, the way the Bills play defense, the bend but don't break defense, do you think that that's enough for what the Broncos do on offense to just win the game comfortably? Or do you think the Buffalo Bills need to do something like what they did against Detroit, be aggressive early, take the lead, and then, force their will upon this Broncos offense?
Well, that's always the ideal situation for any football team, is to get ahead early, force teams into doing things that they really don't like to do. I think in this case, the key to this game and whether or not the Bills are going to be able to, cruise to a victory is how well they stop the run. Because I think the Broncos are going to want to come out and they're going to want to establish the run game. They're going to want to push them around. They want to keep Josh off the field. And so if they can stop the run, get them off the field, get them into passing situations, I think the key is going to be how they do on first, maybe even second down. You win first down, then you got a high probability of stopping them. The Broncos want a ball control offense. They want to run the football at you. They want to play action pass. They want to have clean pockets. They want to get him wide open guys. Even though Bo Nix has shown himself to be a proven quarterback as a rookie, he's very experienced, but he has struggled at times when you get pressure on him.
Right.
And if you want to play the bend but don't break, but then once you get inside the 20-yard line, inside the 10-yard line, you want to send pressure at him, I think that's going to be a strategy that will need to go into play if they want to win comfortably.
Okay. Yeah, and we've talked about this kind of all season long. Most of what we're going to see in the playoffs has a lot to do with Sean McDermott's mindset, how he chooses to attack defensively or to, play the bend but don't break route. Do you believe Sean when he said in the press conference after the Lions game, this is how we're going to have to win games? What do you think that means when Sean says that? Is that in your mind as a player, when you hear your coach say that, do you think that automatically means like exactly what happened, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, from a defensive perspective, you think I don't want to say negatively, but that was a game where the offense really shined, where they really controlled the ball game.
Mm-hmm.
So if from on the defensive side of the ball, you kind of take that personally, like we don't have to win, like we can play some defense.
Right.
But in Sean's defense, I think he was thinking like long term when it comes to winning the championship. Like when we playing teams like Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
like we're going to have to be high power. We're going to be effective on offense
Okay.
because it's hard to stop a team like this. It's hard.
Yeah.
Detroit and Kansas City and Philadelphia. Like you're going to have to score 28, 35 points in most cases, barring any breakdowns on their end to win that ball game. So if you're the offensive side of the ball, it's a show of confidence for your coach to go out and say this is how we're going to win ball games. Like we're going to put it on the offensive team's shoulders. They're going to go out there and make plays. So it can go either way. But I don't think he meant any negative towards the defense. I think he was probably saying offense is going to have to play this way. Defense, they'll be there, but this is what we're going to need from our offense. And if we call what do you like to call it? Complementary football,
Yep.
playing complementary football, you're gonna have to have the offense. Really, they controlled that ball game,
Yeah.
right? They were in control. The offense was in control from start to finish. And if you can win like that, fine. But ultimately, we know what wins championships. You're gonna have to stop somebody.
Yeah, well, so
You got to stop them.
statistically, the Bills are middle of the pack, maybe a little bit less than middle of the pack, right?
Yeah.
They're more towards the back half of the league in terms of defensive efficiency and all that kind of stuff. They are number one in turnover differential, which means they're one of the top teams in the league in getting turnovers. That's how they've been surviving all season long.
Mm-hmm.
How tough is it? Actually, let me start with this question. What are the differences in levels as a player that you clearly see from regular season football to playoff football?
It's a whole new season, whole nother level, right? I've been a part of being able to be on 2 playoff teams, right?
Okay.
And the level of intensity, the level of focus, like the speed of the game, like you're playing against the best. Like the NFL, you're playing against the best.
Right.
Playoffs, you're playing against the best of the best. So everything's faster, right? Everything's faster. Everything's a little more detailed. Everything's a little more. The schemes are a little more strategic. Things are a little harder to recognize because at this level, guys who make the playoffs, they're able to do things that the average teams can't do, and so that it's different. It's different. The speed of it is slightly faster, and you can see it. The coaching is better, right? The play calling is better. Everything's better. If there's one thing that, if I was to say, someone would ask me, what's the one thing that scares you about this game? I'd say Sean Payton.
But more specifically, why? Like, give me
his ability to dissect and take advantages of defenses. Yeah. His ability to keep defensive coordinators off balance.
Yeah.
Right. Having them think he's doing one thing when he's really doing another. He don't quite have a Drew Brees like he once did, but he got a guy that's very intellectually astute and able to, at this point, show he's able to roll with Sean, enable Sean to do some of the stuff that he likes to do schematically. I mean, I definitely expect the Broncos to have a game plan that's going to be slightly different than what they've shown all year.
Yeah.
And the Bills, they're going to be ready for it. They're going to be ready for it.
Right. So last but not least, I want to show you one last play, and I think this play really should give Bills fans some relief in terms of the trump card that we have with Josh Allen. Right. This is a red zone situation here, and let's see what Lamar Jackson does. Let me know when you want me to stop.
Well, it's hard to defend. We can stop right there. Like that inside the red zone, they actually played very safe. They rushed forward. They dropped 7. They tried to cover as much of the field as they possibly could. You end up getting some pressure, but when you got a guy with the escapability of a Josh Allen, with a Lamar Jackson, it just puts a level of pressure on the defense that they just can't withstand. You just can't do it. You get it. You bring a guy on the flat. And when he's able to slide up, and the easiest, if you were to ask a quarterback, what would he like to see from a defense to pass against, he'd say any kind of zone. Because I know where everybody is supposed to be, any kind of zone. And when you're playing against a Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, you gotta play. You every time you decide to go man, you taking a big old chance.
Yeah.
You taking a
Yeah.
big chance
It's gonna
because they
happen
have
just like this.
they have the ability to get out of the pocket, put pressure on the defense, throw it downfield. Both of them are very accurate throws on the run. But if it all fails, I can get you 35, 80, 60, 70 yards with my legs.
Right. Right.
And that to me, that's to be the difference. I was a little apprehensive when the Broncos, because they could be dangerous
Yeah.
with their ability to run the ball and with their coaching staff. They're gonna come up with something good. But I think when it's all said and done, it's too much Josh Allen.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to hurry up and get the timestamp of the video, that the last
Yeah.
video I wanted to show, but I just wanted to comment on, something I saw, and I don't know if you saw this during the season, but it seems like this new scheme is a little tougher for their running backs to find their reads. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard a lot about how the running game has struggled, and even on a radio show this morning, I was hearing somebody from Denver talk about how their running backs have been very, very inconsistent when it comes to one guy doing well in one game, he'll be bad the next game, and another guy will be good, and then they'll say they'll start that guy. And Sean Payton has had this mantra of, I'm going to start the hot hand. Usually, if you've got one guy who's good, you don't need to do that. Have you seen anything like that from them?
Well, no, I haven't watched Denver that closely, but I've heard some of the similar things that you said this past week. But the thing is, if they hot that game, they're hot. If they're hot that game, they're hot. And that's what Sean, until he gets that standout guy, you, like you said, you played the hot hand. The only issue is that, when they've been hot, they've been hot.
Yeah.
And you hope they don't get hot in this game.
One last question, and then we'll let you go. For the mindset of our team defensively, the idea that we invite the run. I said on the last episode of our show, we basically gift every team we play a run game, so to speak.
Yeah.
Even if they're not great at it, we give them a run game because we value stopping the pass so much. As a player, does that become frustrating, or is it just, I'm gonna go out there and do my job? Is that something that eventually you get to the point of, I got to go talk to Babbage about this and say something like, we can't keep giving this team the run? Or is it a mindset of, I'm a player, I just got to go out there and be better?
Probably a combination of both. When you think about it, as a player, you always think I can be better. I want to do better. I want to be better. That's the one aspect of it. But I will say this: the Bills have been, very timely, and I think that's what it comes down to. I think they understand they're not built to stop the run, right? They don't have the personnel to do that, but they have been very timely in their run blitzes. They've been very timely in how they play first down, second down. They've been very timely in that. They've had some games where it got away from them, right? Yeah. But for the most part, they feel like they can schematically stop the run, and it'd be good enough for them to win ball games or get the stop when they need it. Because that's what it. And you still do have guys that can make plays up front in the run game. I wouldn't necessarily call them run stoppers, but they can get off blocks and make a tackle, right? Yeah. But I think as a player, understanding that, hey, one way or the other, either me playing better or schematically, we're going to find a way to stop the run to win the ball game. And I think that's the one thing that winning 13, 14 games give you, is the confidence that we're going to find a way to win the ball game. And defensively, if that means stopping the run on this possession, that means stopping the pass on this possession, we're going to find a way to do it.
Okay. Score predictions for this game? Any type of predictions for the game? Anything you plan on saying?
I think it'll be close. It'll be close the first half. I think the second half, Bills get a couple of turnovers, and they end up not pulling away, but winning comfortably at the end.
Yeah, I agree. I saw this game. That's a big part of the reason why I picked out the Baltimore game to look at, because I think it might not be that such a big disparity in score, but I do think it's going to end just about the same. So,
But if they don't
but
stop the run,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if at the end it's closer than what we want it to be.
yeah, they may run more than we expect, because for a
Yeah,
team like that, they want to keep Josh off the field.
for sure. That's the formula. That's the formula to beat the Bills. You got to keep Josh off the field,
Yep, yep,
and you got to be able to. You got to be able to. I mean, you got to be able to score once you get inside the red zone.
right.
And if you could do that, if you could run the ball, it's easier to score once you get inside the red zone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that's gonna be the key.
Okay. All right. This has been another episode of Coach D's Corner. Pop, I appreciate you coming through.
No
I
doubt, no
can't wait
doubt.
to hit another episode next week
Let's get
after
it.
we get this dub, right?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
So
All
that's
right.
it. Listen, I want everybody to like, subscribe. All right. Follow us on social media. I think we need 8 more followers on Facebook to be able to stream live there. So if you can help us out and go hit that up. Very soon. You know what? I forgot to call the guy about the hoodies too. I got to do that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So I'm getting that in the mix. That should be set up. Monday's episode, we will be unlocking super chats. So please keep a lookout for that. You'll be able to contribute to the show and just support. You're already a part of the family no matter what, but it's an opportunity for you to help us out in any way you see fit. So with that being said, listen, I appreciate y'all for watching. We'll be back live tomorrow. I'm sorry, not tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Thursday. So we're back Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out live. The Post Podium podcast, and we'll see you all then. Thanks, Pop.
All right, thank you, babe.
All right.